Doc, is there anything that you can do coaching-wise? Does the thought cross your head at all to take him out of the game there?
No.
Why not?
You want me to take Ben Simmons off the floor?
No, I mean, I got to ask the
I
question.
will pass on that one. He's pretty good, so I'll pass on that suggestion. I didn't think he was scared of the moment. He just didn't make them. So, again, with Ben, we're going to keep him on the floor. Unless you guys want us to bench him the whole game. If anybody wants us to do that, just let me know. And then I'll know you don't know basketball. Ben is not a 40-point guy. It's not what he does. He does other things for your team.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. Let's focus in on Ben Simmons here. Through 4 games this postseason, he's shooting just 25% from the free throw line. That mark is the worst such mark in NBA playoff history, even worse than Wilt and Shaq. Stephen A., do you agree or disagree with Doc Rivers on Ben Simmons?
Well, I agree with Doc Rivers if you're talking about benching Ben Simmons. Then you're right. You don't know basketball. You don't bench a Ben Simmons. But where I disagree with Doc Rivers, and we've been on this show, I've interviewed him, I've known Doc Rivers, love him to death, the whole bit. He doesn't embrace the level of importance about Ben Simmons shooting as I do. I believe that Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being LeBron James. That's how great I think Ben Simmons can be. His only impediment is his inability to shoot the basketball. But as I told Doc Rivers to his face, as I told Doc Rivers in interviews, as I'll tell Doc Rivers on these cameras right now, to minimize the importance of that, no, we're not flowing with that. Ben Simmons is the reason why when Max started off the season and you were talking about Philly, I like, nah. Ben Simmons, to me, is going to cost the Philadelphia 76ers a title. All because he has no shooting ability. And if you're a guy, you're the Shaquille O'Neals of the world or others where you require participation, where somebody's giving you the basketball, okay, that's a bit different. When you are the primary ball handler, when you run the offense, when you're the point guard and you are no threat from the perimeter at all, to the point where you don't even attempt shots from the perimeter, that's a problem. And I'll close by saying this, Max, because he's shooting 61% from the free throw line. Okay, he doesn't shoot perimeter shots. He doesn't shoot threes, and he's shooting 61% from the free throw line during the regular season and 25% in the playoffs from the free throw line. There was a game against Portland this year, and I really wish I had that clip. I didn't call for it. That's my bad. Carmelo Anthony is guarding Ben Simmons when Ben Simmons comes past half court. And it was like he had a brain fart. And he said, oh, what the hell am I doing? And sprinted back all the way into the paint because he knew Ben Simmons would not even attempt a jump shot. You can't do that and beat these Brooklyn Nets.
There's a difference between not being able to shoot like Rondo back in the day or Giannis now and having like a comically bad, like completely unable to score from more than like 6 feet from the basket. That's Ben Simmons. That might stop you from winning a championship if he's the best player on your team or even maybe the second best player on your team. But you can win with Ben Simmons. You can get by this series without Embiid.
Sure.
The question is, do they, like, you can build a powerhouse team around Ben Simmons, play 5 out or 4 out, like with Simmons either in the dunker spot or Simmons at point guard, right? If he's at point guard, it's 5 out because he's coming into the paint. You're either going to have to double him, someone's open, he's going to find the open man. That's why he has the most assists on 3-pointers since he entered the league, Ben Simmons. Or if you don't, he's gonna yam it. I mean, he's gonna get to the rim and he's gonna dunk it, right? So you can build a team around Ben Simmons like that, but that's not how they've built this team. That's not how they've been practicing with this team. But the question is, if they can get by the Wizards, especially up 3-1 without Embiid, yes, they can, and I believe they will, even without Embiid. Even with Doc Rivers' record of, up 3-1 and then not only not being able to close out, but losing the series. Yeah, they can win without Embiid because Simmons is that kind of player. And Stephen A., when you talk about he's a jump shot away from being LeBron, right. In other words, he's a jump shot away from being one of the greatest players who ever lived. He does everything else.
Correct.
He has Magic Johnson level court vision and passing. He has better handles than LeBron. He's 6'10". Like when you see the list of guys who can't shoot free throws in the playoffs, they're all 7-footers, and Simmons is almost 6'10". He is a great defender. For my money, the best defender in basketball because he can actually defend at an elite level, 5 positions. So you can absolutely win with him. You can beat this Wizards team with him. Whether or not you can win a championship with him, particularly when this hasn't really been his team, it's been Embiid's team, is a separate question.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.